Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. On February 9th, the United States found itself in a political dilemma. No presidential candidate had secured a majority of the Electoral College vote in the 1824 election. As outlined in the Constitution, the decision fell to the House of Representatives. After intense deliberation, they elected John Quincy Adams as the sixth president of the United States, despite Andrew Jackson having won the popular vote. Just 3 days later, on February 12th, the United States signed the Second Treaty of Indian Springs with the Creek Nation. This treaty forced the Creek people to cede their remaining lands in Georgia, leading to their eventual relocation westward. On March 17th, the Norfolk Mutual Fire Insurance Company was founded in Massachusetts. Known today as the Norfolk and Dedham Group, this company would grow into a significant player in the American insurance industry. As summer began, the Senate turned its attention to numerous Native American treaties. On June 2nd, it ratified agreements with the Great Osage and Little Osage tribes. The following day, June 3rd, the Kansas Tribes Treaty was approved, followed by the Poncas on June 9th. In a rapid succession, the Senate ratified a series of treaties. The Cheyenne on July 6th, the Hunkpapa on July 16th, and the Ricara on July 18th and again on August 4th. On July 30th, treaties with the Mandan, Belante, Eloa, and Minatari were also confirmed, followed by the Crow on August 11th. By September 26th, treaties with the Missouri and Ottawa tribes were ratified, and 4 days later the Pawnee. On November 7th, the final treaty of the year was confirmed, this time with the Shawnee tribe. Meanwhile, a disaster struck in Canada on October 7th. The Miramichi Fire, one of the largest forest fires in North American history, engulfed over 6,000 square miles of forest in New Brunswick, claiming lives and destroying entire communities. But October also brought progress. On October 26th, the Erie Canal officially opened. Connecting Albany to Buffalo, it linked the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, dramatically reducing transportation costs and ushering in a new era of economic growth. Out west, the Hudson's Bay Company established Fort Vancouver along the Columbia River, a key hub for the fur trade and a landmark of colonial expansion in the Pacific Northwest. And behind the scenes, the United States Postal Service quietly began operating a dead letter office, a facility for handling undeliverable mail, laying the groundwork for modern postal systems. Over in Europe, on January 4th, Naples mourned the death of King Ferdinand I of the two Sicilies. His son, Francis I, took the throne during a period of political instability in southern Italy. Then, on February 3rd, nature reshaped Denmark. After a severe flood submerged a narrow isthmus, the Vencisal Thigh region was separated from Jutland, becoming an island. In the realm of science, February 10th marked a milestone in paleontology. Gideon Mantell officially named and described the iguanodon, only the second dinosaur to be identified, advancing humanity's understanding of prehistoric life. On March 1st, tragedy struck in the Bay of Biscay. The British East Indiaman Kent caught fire, resulting in the loss of more than 80 lives. Thanks to passing ships, over 550 people were rescued. On May 29th, France held its last royal coronation. Charles Tex was crowned at Rheims Cathedral in a ceremony that echoed the nation's monarchical traditions, even as liberal ideas spread throughout Europe. July 6th proved eventful. In Germany, the Duke of Schleswig-Holstein Sonderburg-Beck inherited Glücksburg and adopted the title Duke of Glücksburg, founding a lineage that would become royal families in Denmark, Greece, and Norway. On the same day, the United Kingdom passed a new Combinations of Workmen Act, legalizing trade unions under strict rules, a small yet significant step toward labor rights. On August 18th, Scottish conman Gregor MacGregor issued a fraudulent loan of £300,000 in London for the fictional nation of Poyais. The deception contributed to the Panic of 1825, the world's first modern stock market crash. On September 27th, the world's first modern railway, the Stockton and Darlington Railway, opened in England. It was a pioneering moment in transportation, as steam-powered locomotion began changing the world. Elsewhere in England that same month saw the founding of the Lady Margaret Boat Club by 12 students at St. John's College, Cambridge, a sporting tradition that still continues today. On October 21st, tragedy struck again as PS Comet 2 sank off Gourock, Scotland, killing 62 passengers. November 19th brought a shift in Russian leadership. Nicholas I succeeded his brother Alexander I as Tsar, marking the start of an autocratic reign. Then on December 14th, a group of reformist Russian army officers known as the Decembrists staged an unsuccessful uprising against Nicholas's rule in St. Petersburg. Though quickly crushed, the Decembrist Revolt left a lasting legacy in Russian revolutionary thought. In science, Danish physicist Hans Christian Ørsted achieved a breakthrough by isolating metallic aluminium, a significant step in metallurgy. That same year, London officially became the world's largest city, surpassing Beijing. Across the globe on February 10th, Simón Bolívar relinquished his title as dictator of Peru, instead embracing the title El Libertador as he continued to shape South America's path to independence. March 5th saw the capture of the pirate sloop Anne, marking the defeat of Caribbean pirate Roberto Cofresi by an international naval coalition. Cofresi would become one of the last legendary pirates of the age. On April 17th, France officially recognized Haiti, more than 2 decades after its independence. But there was a catch. Haiti was forced to pay France 150 million gold francs in reparations, plunging the young nation into economic hardship for generations. July 30th brought new discoveries. George Byron, 7th Baron Byron, stumbled upon Malden Island in the Central Pacific, adding another piece to the map of the Pacific Ocean. Then, on August 6th, Bolivia officially declared independence from Spain, driven by Bolívar's revolutionary ideals. Just weeks later, on August 25th, Uruguay declared its independence from Brazil, thanks to the revolutionary group known as the 33 Orientals, led by Juan Antonio Lavalleja. September 25th saw Dutch forces, led by General de Kock, lift the siege of Jogjakarta during the Java War, a major conflict between colonial rulers and Javanese resistance. On November 15th, King João VI of Portugal acknowledged his son Dom Pedro as Emperor of Brazil, formalizing Brazil's break from Portuguese rule. But tensions remained in South America. From October to December, Brazil and the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata clashed over the Banda Oriental region, triggering the Cisplatine War, a conflict that would shape modern Uruguay's. February 9th, the British began the siege of Bharatpur in India, yet another campaign in their colonial conquests. Meanwhile, a humble mud fort was established along the Silk Road. That fort would become the city of Bishkek, the capital of modern-day Kyrgyzstan. In Vietnam, Emperor Minh Mang enacted a decree outlawing the teaching of Christianity, intensifying religious persecution in the region. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we continue our journey through history, one year at a time.